Good morning, everybody. Andrew Bridgen, the MP who was kicked out of the fake Conservative Party last week, is to sue Matt Hancock, otherwise known as Midazolam Matt, who was the health secretary at the time when 10,000 or more elderly people were put in care homes and put on the so-called end-of-life care pathway, where they were dosed up with morphine and midazolam. So he is threatened to sue Matt Hancock for defamation. And this is all because of what happened originally and the response to it. Now, you all know, I'm sure, that the reason he was kicked out of the fake Conservative Party by the chief whip last week was because he put out a tweet. And you know his tweet said this: "As one consultant cardiologist said to me, this is the biggest crime against humanity since the Holocaust." Those were his words in the tweet. And of course, he's referring to the experimental injections. There was a big furore about that later in the day in the House of Commons in Parliament. Matt Hancock, Rishi Sunak and other people lined up to condemn Andrew Bridgen of being an anti-vaxxer, etc., and also accused him of being anti-Semitic. Now, they have parliamentary privilege, which means they can say anything they like within the grounds of Parliament, and normal libel and defamation laws don't apply. You can say something defamatory, but you won't get sued for it. There's no chance of civil action because you have total freedom of speech in the Parliament, more than you have outside the Parliament in the rest of the country. So, if I say something defamatory, someone could sue me. If you say something defamatory about me, I could sue you. Although, of course, that's a rich man's game. You've got to have a lot of money to be able to take someone to court for defamation and libel. This looks like Andrew Bridgen, obviously is saying that he's going to do that. So hopefully he does have the resources to take this all the way. But what Matt Hancock did, over and above making a speech in Parliament, is he then tweeted about it on social media. So if you put something on Twitter, you don't have parliamentary privilege anymore because that's on social media outside. So he put a video up to his speech in Parliament, but he also wrote on Twitter the same things that he said in Parliament. Matt Hancock here said on Twitter on that same day, January the 11th, "The disgusting and dangerous anti-Semitic, anti-vax, anti-scientific conspiracy theories spouted by a sitting MP this morning are unacceptable and have absolutely no place in our society. My question to Rishi Sunak in PMQs." And then, of course, it gives the clip goes on to show Rishi Sunak condemning the comments, saying they're unacceptable, and the scourge of anti-Semitism has no place in our society, and so on. So Andrew Bridgen was not mentioned by name there, but clearly it's referring to his comment on Twitter because no one else made any similar comment. So you can sort of put two and two together. So there you have it. They brought out this anti-Semitism as a weapon to beat someone over the head and to suggest that they shouldn't have free speech on talking about injections. But the thing is, what Andrew Bridgen said the next day, he came out in a video and he said, well, the cardiologist I was referring to was an Israeli who's Jewish himself. So, and that person said Andrew Bridgen has no trace of anti-Semitism in his comments. So the Israeli Jew cardiologist that he was quoting said himself that Andrew Bridgen was not being anti-Semitic just by saying that these could be or is the biggest crime against humanity since the Holocaust. So that rather pulled the rug out from under Matt Hancock's accusation of anti-Semitism. It certainly isn't true. Andrew Bridgen was not being anti-Semitic at all. And, for people to use the word Holocaust in a sentence and to make comparisons is absolutely reasonable, and people should always have the free speech to do that without, as somebody, trotting out accusations of anti-Semitism, which really is because when they don't have an argument against the point you're making, it's just another smear that's being used to in place of actually making an argument, an intellectual argument, when people don't have an argument, or it just now is going along with all the other accusations, anti-vaxxer, granny killer, etc., that we've all seen over the last 2 or 3 years. So what Andrew Bridgen went on to say on January the 13th, a couple of days later, he put out another tweet, and it says, Matt Hancock has still not removed his defamatory tweet falsely alleging that I am anti-Semitic. I will allow Matt 3 days to apologise publicly for calling me an anti-Semite and racist, or he will be contacted by my legal team. So now it looks like those 3 days are up and he hasn't apologised. So I'm looking to see, we're all looking to see now what's going to happen. And if Andrew Bridgen follows through on what he said 3 days ago, he will take legal action against Midazolam Matt Hancock for defamation. And, may he have every success if he takes that action.